should wait to go up the tree until I have collected all the caterpillars.
That's not a bad idea. We were talking about controllers a little earlier, and something that popped into my mind around this hypothetical thinking is obviously obvious to you and I, maybe not so obvious to people who don't know us, which is very fair and reasonable.
Why would they?
We're both melee players in our histoire of game. This might be shocking, and if you've clicked unsubscribe, all I can say to you is, don't worry, I'm a Rivals player now. You can click subscribe again.
Yeah, we do quit Melee for Rivals already.
This is by the time you're hearing this, we've quit Melee and have gone to Rivals 2 full time.
And we might have quit our jobs too.
Really, anything is up in the air.
We're gonna
Actually, I may not even be wearing a shirt.
Full time.
Yep, your support is gonna mean a lot in this time. For just a small donation of $1 million, you can help us live our dream.
Small loan of $1 million.
Yeah.
By the time you hear this, there might also be a new president in the U.S.
Yeah,
so,
the world might be super boned.
Yeah.
By the time this episode comes out.
Who even knows if we'll legally be allowed to upload this episode?
It may not be a thing, and this episode may not even make it to Twitter either, because by the time this episode comes out, Canadian laws around blocking on apps might have prevented Twitter from being allowed in Canada, meaning as a Canadian, I will not be able to have this video on Twitter.
I actually didn't hear about this whole ordeal.
Yeah, well, essentially, Twitter's getting rid of blocking as we know it.
Right, I remember hearing that, because, like, you can't stop people from seeing your posts.
Is this game a joke?
Yes, this game is a joke.
What did I just watch?
You're supposed to fight them normal, but, like...
Luigi collects every Jiggy by doing nothing.
I was holding down the golden feather button.
Ah, CC. Crouch cancel for the Smash players.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're kind of changing block to not really block anymore, and that goes against specific Canadian laws regarding like how things that apps must have,
yep,
or like social medias must have to function. So that would mean essentially that Twitter would be banned in Canada.
That'd be fine.
I think that would be very healthy if that happened. I would be kind of okay with this.
The only reason I'm even on Twitter at this point is just because a bunch of other people didn't really feel like switching it, so I follow a lot of people who I want to keep, reading.
Mm-hmm. It's true, and you have that agency, like when you're cultivating your own exposure online to who you see and the opinions you see. But that could be the end of that, and there's a new election happening, and all of this hinges on the success of our ability to make these jumps in Banjo-Kazooie. If you guys are familiar with the butterfly effect. Yeah. Anytime Rage misses a jump, this could be a key swing state turned Republican. There you go. The Democrats lost Pennsylvania.
Oh, don't say Pennsylvania was already a swing state. You need a different one.
Okay.
What's a not swing state? I feel like one of those middle ones. One of those middle states is like always red, like Iowa. Wait, is Iowa a middle state? I don't know where the states are.
Doesn't even sound real. Iowa.
Idaho?
I don't know if Iowa's...
I can't believe Iowa and Idaho are different places. They sound the same.
New York is a blue one.
New York is usually blue, that's true. So turn that into a swing state.
That was all because we missed a jump.
Yeah, because we missed a jump, it went purple.
When we see it, I love that there's the color for it, like it's purple.
I don't know if that's real, that's what I say.
It's time to bring it back. Well, Kick says that they're green.
Kick?
Kick the streaming service.
Oh, the streaming service. Okay. I think we were talking about the chat. The pedophile chat app.
The app? I don't think like that was such a weird space and time.
Pretty sure
that
it does not exist anymore. I'm pretty sure.
For a good reason, given the impressions you had of the app when describing that you thought I was talking about it. I'm glad it doesn't exist anymore. I've never used it.
I don't think. I think I don't know if I ever told you this. So someone who is close to me, I won't give away the relation, but someone who is close to me worked for Kick for some time. they worked in probably the worst place you could work at in the company, which is content moderation.
Oh God.
It sounded like it was mental torture every day. And like, so they had this rating system where some content would get reported, and there was like a rating for how intense it was. And so like for your mental health, you were expected to eventually take on certain amounts of like the real heavy ones, like the 8s to 10s, but like you didn't have to, because otherwise like you would just mentally destroy your employees. And like there are all these like there was like formal support for mental health breaks for seeing like,
oh
really
my
disturbing
gosh
content, and still it like didn't really help. Like it was mentally absolutely insane. She saw just the most vile content in the world, like the craziest shit you could ever imagine getting posted. The kind of things you would imagine the dark web is all about is the kind of stuff that would get reported, like content reported on Kick.
That is nuts to me. And this is just like this is like a front-facing app. Like people can access this and use this, and these are users reporting this. In most cases, right?
Yes, yeah. And this was like WhatsApp before WhatsApp is basically what this app was. And lots of countries used it, but it ended up becoming like a prime target for, like groomers trying to attract young people.
Man, that's messed up.
Completely insane. And it was just a terrible job, and I feel bad for the person I knew who had to work there.
Well, that's one job I wouldn't be mind getting kicked out of.
Oh yeah, you want to get kicked out of that job.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty
Applause.
sure the reason Kick... Pause?
Applause.
Oh, applause.
I appreciate your concern, though.
I'm pretty sure the reason that company fell apart is like because of crypto. Maybe I'll get my editor to fact check this. But
so did crypto do something good?
Crypto did something good. They went all in on their cryptocurrency, and that being like their first priority was the cryptocurrency, and yeah, they fell apart.
Wow. Maybe crypto's not bad.
Crypto has its moments. Sometimes it kills evil pedophile apps.
That's such a crazy benefit to crypto. That is easily the strongest positive in the crypto column. Second biggest positive is actually how cool the name is. Crypto is a very cool name to describe like a currency.
That
network.
is true, and like cryptography is cool.
So,
Cryptography
like,
is
pictures of Bitcoin, NFTs.
Yeah, that's like you use a camera, and you take a cryptograph.
And
then
I don't know why I said like I ate it. Tasty.
Yummy.
Cryptos. That's the name of the cereal.
Cryptos.
Yeah. You know what I've always wondered?
What have you always wondered?
I've always wondered this. People will tell you that I've always wondered this.
I'll verify. Verified by Real American Patriots.
Yeah. So Real American Patriots will be able to vouch for what I'm saying here. How many tries do you think it took WhatsApp to get it right for their app release? Like, you got to imagine, like, as they were trying and testing the app, they probably didn't start with the name WhatsApp. Why's app, where's app, whose app. I wonder when they knew that WhatsApp was the name that they were gonna go with. That was the face of the brand.
I'd like to think they didn't run the whole gamut before landing on WhatsApp. I think they probably found WhatsApp somewhere in the middle of the rotation as they were trying all the options.
All right, tier list them then. What's rank them?
Okay.
Rank them on how catchy and how successful you think they would be.
All right, editor, have fun with this one. So,
don't worry, we'll double your salary.
In C tier, we have Where's App. I just don't think it flows off the tongue very nicely.
I feel like an alternative to maps.
Maybe. In B tier, we have How's App. It's not too bad. Not my favorite.
I don't like this tier list already. How's App is crazy. Like, listen to it. Listen to how your mouth shape when you say it.
No,
How's App.
It's a B tier. B tier. Also in B tier, Witch App.
Oh, which app is a sleeper pick?
It's a sleeper pick, but unfortunately, like for brand recognition, it would kind of get mixed up with other apps meant for witches.
Yes, Halloween though, great time for the SEO of it. Hold on, we're gonna have to pause this because someone's knocking on my door. All right, I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, witch app. Halloween would be a fantastic time for it, but I get why that's a B.
And like, if you as a company have an idea for an app for witches, like you've just like cut yourself off at the knees.
You know what though? Positive on the pro column of witch app. Really easy to remember. If someone says you gotta try this new app, they'll say, "Which app?"
That's true. That's a free ad campaign.
Whoa. Okay, go on. Now you're on the A tier.
All right.
Or still in B tier.
No, I think we've hit A tier at this point. I'm trying to keep track of where which ones I've done so far.
Making you engage in critical thought while asking you to also remember every single collectathon element.
Yeah. So, Who's App, How's App, and Which App are all out.
Yeah.
Right. I have a new... Okay, I have an F tier. There actually is an F tier. I've thought through it. I've decided there is an F tier. And in F tier goes Y app.
And why?
Just say it and it becomes obvious why.
Y app?
Y app.
It's more like Y yap, which is sick.
Y Yap could be an app. So now we've got the A tier.
Okay.
We have When app. I think When app it wouldn't be confused with anything else. And I like to know when it's nap time. So it's like a built-in app idea to go with your name, When app.
So it's kind of flexible, multi-purpose. And also, if you are looking for professional advice about when you should take your siesta, your afternoon nap,
yes.
When nap also functions as kind of like a one-stop shop for all of these needs.
Yeah, exactly. It's perfect. So
okay,
that's a solid A tier. Also an A tier, WhatsApp.
WhatsApp is also an A tier.
Yes, that's an A tier. It was a good pick. I understand why they did it. It was a good pick.
Mm-hmm.
And so in the S tier, holy shit, I can't keep track of which ones we've done.
I know which one you're missing, but I want to leave you hanging.
I cannot get this acorn. What the hell is happening? Okay.
Sounds like you need an app. Which app? Oh!
Which app? I liked Which app. I'm not gonna come out here saying I didn't like Which app. But it was a B tier.
You know who you just killed? You just killed the developer of Which app. And he dropped a honeycomb. You're missing Who app.
Am I missing Who app?
Yeah.
Is that an S tier?
I think I interpreted it as Who's app.
Oh right, yeah, Who's app? Who's app?
I think Who's app.
Yeah, Who's app? Who's app is pretty good.
Because it's an app where you're talking to people. Like it's an app based around people.
Yeah.
So Who's app is about the people. It's actually giving power back to the people.
Yeah.
It's giving acorns back to the squirrels, so to speak.
This is Nabnut.
His name is Nabnut. We've all been there. We've all tried to nab some nut.
Who hasn't among us?
Among Us?
I'm left some silence so that I could put the sound in the background.
Perfect.
I have it in my
good.
sound library. It's been in a couple videos.
Perfect. I saw a baby otter the other day,
That's wonderful.
and it's so cute. I thought it was a beaver at first, but it didn't have the big, powerful beaver tail, so I'm assuming it was an otter. And it was while I was playing golf. For reference to the radical fan base we have, I completely agree that golf courses are a waste of space and acreage and resources. I support sneaking onto golf courses and planting wildflower seeds everywhere so that when they water it, it becomes filled with fauna and flowers. But hitting a ball real far will never, ever not be fun.
I think that's a fair and balanced take.
So I'm all for the destruction of golf courses, but I do love hitting a ball.
I don't love hitting a ball, so I'm straight
don't
up
love
for the
hitting a ball?
abolition. I don't love hitting a ball.
You don't love hitting a ball? That's crazy. What if I said, hey, you want to hit a ball? What would you say?
Nah.
Wow. It's people dying that have never died before. That was a phrase I heard in response to Liam Payne dying. I saw it on Twitter.
It's people dying who have never died before? What? What does that mean?
In response to Liam Payne dying.
What does that mean?
That's what, like, we're in an unprecedented time. It's people dying who have never died before.
Oh. Okay.
Doesn't it just it rings deep?
I get it. Kind of.
That's all anybody can get from that sentence. Is kind of. Maybe you get it.
Kind of app.
It's kind of app. Oh,
That's a good one. That's
good.
a good one. I feel like that's like top of A tier, maybe S tier.
There are executives who make $300,000 a year in meetings where this exact conversation that we're having is taking place.
I can't believe the executives make so much and our editor only makes $0.
Yeah, exactly. Look, kind of app on the house, okay? But next time they want to take one of our ideas, they gotta pay.
I think kind of app has got to be S tier. That's that's fucking amazing.
It's to help you solve. You know what it is? I already know the purpose, the mission statement. It's helping. It's like a knowledge-based app, and the goal of it is to help you fill in the vocabulary or pieces of knowledge you have around specific words or ideas that you don't really know for sure what they mean. So if like you hear a bit of an uncommon word, and know how like someone will say, "Oh, is that what economies of scale means?" You might say, "Kind of." The app will help explain these concepts to you,
Right.
so that you can like move from.
The app
kind
gets
of.
the rest of the kind of.
Yeah, exactly. Like you get the full context, and you can just like say the word, or the concept, and it will help provide you resources to solve this.
But, and here's a point in favor of WhatsApp, the name they went with. You could release a spin-off of WhatsApp called Somewhat's App, which is kind of like kind of app. Kind of app?
Kind of app.
What did we call it? Is that what we called it?
Kind of app, yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. So it's somewhat app.
Or if it's possessive, some WhatsApp.
Right, yes, it would be possessive, as we established. So would it be kind of's app?
No, I think kind of is more of like a for all people type thing. There's no possession there, so it'd be kind of app.
Kind of app and somewhat's app.
Yeah.
I like
This
the
is good
idea
stuff.
of somewhat's app being like WhatsApp, but like with specifically like a lot less features. Not for any particular reason.
Some WhatsApp. It's like a WhatsApp Lite. Hey, it's like WhatsApp Lite.
You remember light apps? How there's every app ever had like a light version? I used to always download those and never download. Oh my god, if I missed that note, oh my god, I would have been pissed off.
Hey, it's Scooby-Doo.
Rest in peace, Gobi.
Gobi has done so much for this game, this journey.
And now he says he's gonna go to the next game. I'm off to the lava world. You'll never find me there.
But I think he wants us to find him.
Well, he obviously does, and then in Banjo-Tooie, he actually is in the lava world.
What do you think Gobi's at now?
Right now?
Yeah.
You mean just like present day?
Mm-hmm.
I think he's somewhere in nuts and bolts, probably.
That poor soul.
I forget how to get that. I think I gotta go from up top to get that flower. I need to get that
Jiggy
from the flower, yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
Which is fine because I have to go back up there. Oh my fucking god!
Well, no, I guess we're gonna go lower.
I have to go back up there anyway to get what was I gonna say? I have to feed the rest of the worms to the bird.
Our promise, dear viewer, with the Stark and Rage channel, our mission statement is when other channels go higher, we go lower. When people are scaling these mountains, we're diving underwater. You'll be on your toes, and that's the Stark and Rage promise.
If you don't want to be on your toes, you don't have to be. It's like an optional.
It's an optional thing. It's an optional thing. You can also be sitting in a nice cozy chair, wrapped up in a blankie. Oh man. I wonder how many levels have been collectively gained from XP since the beginning of this video.
I mean,
send us your XP totals.
If they made new accounts when we told them to, then this much woodcutting training, like if you just went straight for woodcutting, like blasted Tutorial Island, went straight for woodcutting.
That's what I do.
I bet you they could be like level 10 by now.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for getting to level 10. And if you didn't get to level 10, that's okay. You're completing Cook's Assistant. Go for it.
Why would you complete Cook's Assistant when you have to train woodcutting?
I don't have members, so...
True, yeah. I hope, there's nobody in the audience who made an account after we told you to bought the membership, because that's against the rules.
Yeah, no, you gotta be free to play with us, so we can all do free to play quests together. We need to make sure there are people who we can sacrifice for Dragon Slayer. We need to make... There's a... So RuneScape, for those of you who have never heard of RuneScape, which is probably minimal because we have a heavily RuneScape knowledgeable fan base. But if you've never heard of RuneScape, this huge multiplayer online game, RPG, MMORPG actually for short. I just thought of that myself. Yeah, exactly. You can pronounce it all if you would like. And it's got a huge in-game economy. So everything is worth their in-game currency, their RuneScape gold pieces, GP. And you buy things in the game, you sell things in the game, you create things that you can make a profit from. Has a whole inside user economy. Well, one major glitch in the game that I've never been able to forget, I always think it was so crafty, is when you start a new account in RuneScape, you have to go to Tutorial Island. Tutorial Island is awesome, and I think it really sets the standard for this was a thorough tutorial for understanding what the game is about that really gets you hooked, because you're playing the game in that small little tutorial island, a little piece of all of the experience. But if you're familiar with RuneScape, this is not new. However, there was a glitch where what people would do is they would create a new account on Tutorial Island and they would buy a membership right away. They would go to the advanced through the Tutorial Island until they got to the combat section. And every Tutorial Island experience, they put you through a specific order of what skills you're going to learn. And when you learn your range, your archery skill, they give you a bow and arrows to practice. And you just practice briefly. They give you enough arrows and a bow to kill one rat, and then you move on. But there was a little loophole, a little trick that people were doing, where what they would do is, if you dropped the arrows and you talked to the combat instructor, he would give you 30 more arrows to account for case scenarios where a player for some reason didn't KO the rat with enough arrows. They would be able to get more. So the little glitch involved people constantly dropping the arrows, talking to the instructor, getting 30 more, and this was in increments of 30. And they would continue to drop and pick up and drop and pick up and get hundreds and thousands of bronze arrows. Maybe even more. And then once you had all those arrows, even though you can't bring anything from Tutorial Island to the mainland, if you canceled your membership, it would bump you right to the starting area in the main game outside of Tutorial Island. And you would have all those arrows with you in your inventory. So essentially, they gamed the Tutorial Island for hundreds and thousands of gold pieces through the manipulation of starter resources. And there's your little lesson on economies of scale and why you should plant tomatoes.
That really is an economies of scale kind of story.
Oh yeah. Anywho, if you listen to that story while chopping wood cutting in trees right now, you probably have at least 6-7 wood cutting, which is really good. Look into getting an iron axe if you can.
It's probably about that time. Probably about that time to get an iron axe.
Yeah. Go check Zach's Axes. I think that's the name of the axe store. What do you think about the allegations that you're addicted to the shindig?
That doesn't sound like me.